Do any of your instruments have a special or significant meaning to you? For me, all of my instruments, they are unique, but this one right here next to me, this is my Warrior Bella 62. It has an extra special meaning to myself. In mid-2020, I have to admit I was going through what I thought I'd never go through, a midlife crisis. It was the year that I turned 40. It was also the height of the COVID lockdowns, and everybody remembers that, how crazy things were getting. But more so even than those two things, I had a very hard time dealing with my own realities. My wife had been dealing with chronic illness for over 10 years at that point, which she still deals with. And I had put my music off to the side for many, many years to be the most present father to our 3 children and to be the best husband that I could be to my ailing wife. In this process of being all of this, including being the sole provider of my family, I lost a big sense of myself, and I didn't even realize it until that year. This is when I began to have my own musical awakening, if you would, realizing that I didn't have to forsake something that gave me so much life. And not only did I get more active with music, but I decided to get myself a brand new toy, because you know, as musicians, we need an excuse to get a new toy all the time. But seriously, who better to go to than the company whose instruments that I love and hearts that I love even more? That company is Warrior. And this video footage that you're about to see was filmed in 2021 when I actually went to go pick up my new toy from JD. I invite you to enjoy this behind the scenes peek at their shop in Georgia, learn a little bit more about their building process and what makes them special. But most importantly, I want you to feel the heart behind the man that runs this amazing company, which is a family-run company, and it's the reason why I love them so much. This bass, to me, represents a big turning point in my life, a rebirth, if you would, for finding music and finding myself again. Make sure to watch until the end when he gives the story about the turning point in his life that happened before he started his company, Warrior. I always get inspired when I talk to JD, and I really hope you get inspired as well. Hey everyone, this is Ivan. I'm here at the Warrior shop in Rossville, Georgia. This is my man JD. He's the man that makes the magic happen, Papa Bear. Thanks for having me. And he's gonna show us around the shop. He built my first bass, I think it was in 2010, around there. And I'm picking up a special toy today that he has just for me. But he's also gonna show you how they do their thing. So thank you, JD.
Have an amazing day. We are working on some amazing instruments. A few goodies that we're working on. This is amazing. One of the most exotic burls I've ever seen. I don't even know how to even describe it. Here's one. Here's a buckeye burl that's got some pink in it, and it looks like a face in the front of it. Here's quilt maple and air-dried alder. Here is buckeye burl, and here's some more burl. Black limba here. So anyway, it's so amazing that we have the opportunity to enjoy wood, to build, and to build with soul. You know, it's all about your soul. It's not about mechanically building a handcrafted instrument. You definitely have to have soul. This is a Gabriel bass that we're building for John Sullivan. And Gabriel's real special to my heart. Not only is he such a cool angel, but I named my son Gabriel. And right before he was born, the doctors came to us and they said, you know, we really want to abort this kid. Your wife's in danger, he's in danger. But thank goodness for God's grace. I definitely said no. I said, we're just not going to do it. Now we have an amazing son that's just got married. Amazing son. He works here, extremely detailed. So when you get bad news, hey, turn the coin over and make it say good news.
So these details, were they asked like custom requests, or is that just kind of?
No, it's house dressing for the Gabriel.
Yeah. So whenever you get a Gabriel, it comes like this?
Yes. This one we did custom. We added this sword to it.
Beautiful.
It's bad. as we build your bass or build your guitar, there's a whole lot of soul goes into it. And so just to give you a small example, poquito, this is a Bella, this is Ivan's bass, who he's taking home with him today.
I'm so excited to take it too.
And he lives in Florida, okay? I wish I was going home with him. So how this bass started was, here is just raw wood. This is swamp ash. His body's made out of swamp ash. So there's 2 pieces of swamp ash that will be booked. So I'll put the arrows down here so you can see what's going down. So this is the way that this piece of swamp's going to be booked. So you can see the grain. So we do that, and we flip this because that's the way the tree goes. So this body's going to be extremely strong. So when we book it, that's the center. This is the top of the bass. So in 30, 40 years, this bass will still be stable and strong and hold all kinds of tones. So it starts like this. Then we mill it here, and it becomes a body like this.
So we're still seeing the same kind of grain patterns on this too.
Well, if you'll look down here,
yep,
there's the grain pattern right there. It's so important. Every piece of wood we look at, we heartfelt pick it, and we continue to grow. I mean, we've been doing this almost 30 years now, and we're all still learning. We have a family-oriented atmosphere. Once it gets there, and then we take it and we'll profile the bass, and we'll do the pickup routes and all that. So end results of this is going to be, this is like his body right there.
And this body, what do you call it? Is it just
the Bella 62?
Okay. Bella, the details on the Bella, because there's another Isabella, right? Bass.
There's several Isabellas. The Bella, there's a Bella 62, which is 24 fret, 2 jazz pickups, and compound radius. There's a Bella 54 that has a P pickup and a jazz pickup. It's 22 fret, 9.5 radius. So you got old school meets new school meets warrior. So who doesn't like old P basses and old jazz basses? I mean, you know, so many people ask me, well, what makes your bass special? I said, just our hearts. It's all about heart. You know, when you talk about the word anointing, really means to smear in or rub in. It's not some religious ceremony. It's heartfelt touch that flows through us. And that's what makes it fun and real. When you pick up a warrior, you can feel the difference. So there's the body. Next, we make the neck. So the neck starts with a blank of quarter sawn maple, like this. So once this is stabled and it is acclimated to the atmosphere, we're ready to start milling it. You cannot get wood and immediately start milling it like that, because wood moves. When wood is moist, wood expands. When it gets real dry, wood shrinks. So many people think, well, my action was great today, and I flew to California, and my actions, what's wrong with the bass? I said, nothing's wrong with the bass. It's wood. It has personality. So it's so important that wood is in harmony and flowing with each piece. So that's that. Next piece, it flows to this. So that piece becomes this piece. So it's milled and straightened over 40 times.
Wow.
It's touched. And you can see the grain here. The grain is, you always want vertical grain in necks. A lot of people have this kind of grain. And it looks cool, but it's not stable. Stradivarius, probably, who is all our heroes, he was known for the grain of the violins. So this is what they call quarter sawn. It's hard maple. You can see going from here to here takes a lot of time, love, energy. and effort.
So the woods you're using though, they're also very unique pieces, right?
Right.
How the ages on the wood?
Anywhere from 40 to 300 plus.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy.
A lot of people nowadays, we've become in such a fast-paced society. I've had the opportunity to go to work for some big companies and make big money. But, you know, it just takes the soul and the fun and the enjoyment out of building. A bunk of maple, not every piece of maple you can use to build an instrument. Not every piece of mahogany and a big stack of mahogany can you use to build an instrument. It's all about grain, the soul of the wood. You really got to honor and respect wood. Nowadays, we live in a fast-paced society, making 50 instruments a day, 40 instruments a day. There's no way. Cosmetically, they're perfection, but they haven't had time to really acclimate and get soulful.
Particular piece, again, it's called a Bella 62. So the pickups and the preamps, I know Dran was telling me that it kind of changes from whatever people are ordering, but this particular combination, can you elaborate on?
Yes, these are Aguilar pickups. And this is an Aguilar custom shop preamp. We've got all copper shielding now, super copper shielding. You know, we continue to grow and continue to learn. You know, getting single coil pickups, they're all going to be noisy. I don't care who you are, they are. But the Aguilars in this particular situation really complements this bass. It's so important that we complement your bass. Whatever we're building for you, like Ivan, that we wanted to give him something that has a lot of versatility, whether he's playing, you know, modern sounds or whether he's playing old school sounds, or where it needs a combination of both. This bass has got it.
And passive too, right?
Passive too. This is active, passive, and this is a pan control. This is a push-pull mid with a scoop in it for slapping if you want to use it, and then bass and treble. I played this a couple of times with my son's group at church, this bass, and man, it just set so good in the mix with the drums.
Hey guys, I'm Gabriel. I'm working on this vintage aged neck here. I'm oiling it. This is probably its 5th coat, 6th coat. We do on average about, I would say, 20 coats on each piece. And it will basically, the whole color and everything changes as you apply the oil. But yeah, so I'm gonna just apply some now. Just gonna rub it in and use my hand as like friction, and it creates heat and it makes the oil seep into the wood and makes that stain really, really pop, as you can see.
How long does it have to stay sitting untouched once you oil it?
I let it like dry where the oil can just fully saturate. I would say probably in about an hour. You can just tell as I apply the oil, it's already seeping into the wood and changing even the color. It's making the vintage stain really, really pop.
So before you oiled this, it had to have the stain, which kind of highlights the color, right?
Yes. So after it gets stained, we'll put a light coat of oil to really just seal it, you know, because once you seal the stain, it's locked in. So then you just add oil to really bring out the clarity in the color and the feel, of course, too, because as you apply oil, it gets even better. The feel just gets more warrior style. I mean, you can just really tell the difference if something's been oiled thoroughly and had enough oil versus something that's dry.
I mean, y'all just watched Gabe oil the neck, and This is kind of the stage after we oil it. We let it sit and harden for about 40 minutes to an hour, like Gabe said. And this oil is already hardened, so what we do is we go by and wipe it off. And when that oil hardens, each time it creates an extra layer of sheen to it, and that's what builds up the shine, and we make it shine, and over weeks, that shine eventually just gets so nice that you can play and all the stain stays in. So this has had, what do you say, 4, 5, 6 coats of oil?
Yeah, and then
so this will have probably 15 more coats, and
at
what we do
least
is 2 every time we wipe it. We're going to come in Q-tips and just really do all the fine details. This is where a lot of the fun happens. Probably one of the, I'd say the most tedious, the hardest,
definitely
kind of the final leg of the journey for these instruments. So it's a lot of fun, and we can do a lot of cool things in here. So thanks for joining, guys.
Hey guys, just a little segment on the bellas. We appreciate you. Everybody should have a bella. It's not like the bass, but it's one of the top 10 for sure. Anyway, thank you for everything, and man, just know that we love you.
Thanks, JD.
Man, I remember when I was in drug rehab and I checked myself in 1986, and man, pretty nurses and a great swimming pool. I wasn't no more concerned about getting sober because I thought everything in moderation. And I was pretty arrogant and very skinny. And I'd been up 7 days drinking vodka, couldn't get high, so I was frustrated. But little did I know that I was like being drawn to this place. Anyway, long story short, funny story. So they put me in a room with a guy after I detoxed me for 7 days. And he's on his knees praying. And I said sarcastically, say one for me. I never was anti-God, but I really didn't know Jack. Never been to church, never did know, pretty good person. Just had my own way of thinking. Anyway, I went to sleep that night. I remember in the middle of the night, it was like something came over me, almost like I was going to the movies. And God showed me everything that was right about me. And he didn't like say, well, you need to do this, 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 this. And he showed me how much he loved me. Well, this experience with love was absolutely the pivotal point in my life. I remember waking up the next morning. I had a hole in my nose from snorting cocaine. No hole in my nose. My liver was fried from drinking. My lungs were fried from smoking cocaine, smoking pot, and all kind of stuff. All brand new, like that. So now I've been free 33 years.
Wow.
And so there is a real God. So I'm telling you, he loves you. He knows everything right about you. He has no agenda to reveal what's wrong with you. So know that you're loved and know that you can't count anyone out. So love on people, love on yourself, and have a most amazing, amazing life.